Hi everyone. So, as is tradition here at the Androidizen, we tend to take a look not only at the latest smartphones, but also what's wrong with the latest smartphones as well. As with every device, nothing is perfect out of the gate and tends to get patched in afterwards unless it happens to be a hardware issue. So with the Galaxy S6 now having been out for around 2 weeks, we can get a better idea as to some of the problems and failures Samsung have encountered here. Now, it has to be said that in my opinion the Galaxy S6 is the best quality assured device Samsung has ever made. If we kind of go back to the Galaxy S4, the Galaxy S5, Note 4 and so on, there has been a real dirge really in good quality coming out of Samsung for the last few years. Anyone who's a regular here will know I have railed against Samsung many times over for this. Now, the Galaxy S6, as I say, is one of the best QA devices I think I've ever come across. Just browsing through the forums at XDA and other places, there are very few problems being reported. There's the usual kind of problems, sure. Samsung are having some issues with the screen and a rainbow type effect that some people are complaining about. Now, part of this is down to the glasses you're wearing, polarized lenses, and sometimes it's down to direct sunlight and angling the screen at particular angles. But at the end of the day, that's AMOLED for you. I wouldn't necessarily say that's a problem or a failure. That's more a case of that's the technology Samsung uses. But one of the issues that has been driving me mad for the last 2 weeks that I've had, and my device is doing it right now, is the Wi-Fi simply disappearing. Just poof, vanished into thin air. Now, this seems to happen after the device has been left effectively on standby, so not using the device overnight and not plugged into a wall socket, so effectively it's not receiving any external charge. Now, what I'm just going to show you here is my Wi-Fi is turned on, but if we come up here, can you see up at the top here, we have absolutely no Wi-Fi signal. Now, if we come into Wi-Fi, you can see that it effectively has lost sight of the majority of the Wi-Fi access points around me, which is strange. It's picking up a 2G, which is actually not my access point and is halfway down the road, and a Sky, which I have no idea where that is. But if we turn the Wi-Fi off and we turn the Wi-Fi back on again, it will scan, find the access point and connect straight away. Now, as I say, this is a bug that I have been dealing with now for, well, 2 weeks since the device was launched, and there is absolutely no obvious fix for it. As you can see, other 5G hubs are being picked up once it's being reset, and likewise that 2G hub was being picked up before it was being reset, so there's not necessarily a good rhyme or reason to what is going on here. My guess is that this is down to the amount of power that is being pushed through the Wi-Fi whilst it's in a standby state. Effectively, when the device comes back online, active to the screen, there's not enough juice being pushed down the Wi-Fi to then detect all of the different hubs nearby. Either that, or it is simply a handshaking issue with effectively that initial kind of ping going, "Hi, what's out there? What's out there? Give me those signals." And for whatever reason, the device is simply not making those connections correctly. Let me know if you've had this particular bug with the Wi-Fi and if you happen to know a foolproof fix for it. Right now, I believe it to be a software issue and Samsung are going to have to get that patched up. Now, one of the other issues people have been talking about quite a bit, and a few videos have popped up online showing and demonstrating this problem as well. If you look at the camera module, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to zoom this right in, and then we'll tweak the focus. Now, can you see this raised piece of plastic around the outside? Not this flat piece here, but this piece round the edge. Effectively, the silver band here down to the flush exterior of the case. Now, the interesting thing here is, whilst the back of the case effectively is Gorilla Glass, this camera module is effectively a plastic. And what they've had to do is actually, it's like a sprayed on white coating, effectively like a polymer, a spray polymer. But over time, because of the way this camera module kind of sits, it's raised up above the edge, this is prone to chipping, unfortunately. Now, part of the issue here could very well just be a manufacturing process that's going to be improved over time, or it could just be an inherent issue with the way this spray polymer has been bonded to, I assume, is just plastic. Effectively, it is not as good a bond as it could be, and it is liable to chip. So Samsung do still have some work to do on the quality assurance, but I have to say, they have done an incredible job this time round in creating a device that, frankly, is the best in class, not only from a physical hardware and software point of view, but also from the point of view of not having loads and loads of bugs, errors, and issues. Even down to things like the battery life, they've patched that very quickly through one of their third-party apps, and it's made a big impact on battery life. So a lot of the issues that we're kind of raising here, I don't honestly think are going to be long-term issues for this device. They feel like things that can be tweaked either through software or through the manufacturing process. The only downside, I suppose, there is the AMOLED screen is always going to give you that slight rainbow effect, but that's what AMOLED does.